All right, I'm going to do a quick run through of this virtual players meeting. We'll also have a players meeting on site about 20 minutes before tee off. So just be aware of that. If you have more questions, definitely bring them there and I'll be there to talk and give a brief run through of everything. First off, just want to say thank you to our sponsors, Club Real Estate and also Beach Cooling. I know people say this all the time, but we literally could not offer this event with these discs at this price, with the added payout and all the craziness, free beer token, and just everything that's going on for, like I said, the price for $17.76. We would not be able to make that work if it wasn't for those sponsors. If you see Jim White out on the course, he'll be out there playing. If he wants a hug, a high five, whatever, thank him, please, for his support, not only of our club, but of the event, and also for Clubs Real Estate. I'm kind of, in my own way, the representation for Clubs Real Estate, but I'm not the one flipping the bill. That is my broker. And so just massive thank you to Clubs Real Estate and Chris for supporting us and making this event so cool and allowing us to make this event so cool. About the event. Signups are going to be sometime around 7:30 until close to tee off. Tee off should be sometime in the ballpark of 8:40. I think on the event it says 8:44. And so that'll be about the time we tee off. Be listening for the sound. I will ring a horn to identify 2 minutes and then where nobody should be throwing discs from that 2 minutes. And then there will be another alarm saying, hey, it's time to go ahead and tee off. So wait for those. I know your clock may be a little different from mine potentially. Just wait for my alerts and we'll make sure everything's good. Everybody be required to keep score on PDGA Live. If you download the PDGA Live app on your app store, it's on all OSs, on your phone, that will be where we will give you a code for you to log in. And to keep score from there, it will show you your hole assignments and all that stuff whenever we finally drop that. And then also, if you have any questions during the round, any major concerns, anything that involves me as the TD, I will be out there playing, but also I'll be very accessible. Whenever you're logged into the event, on the top right corner, there will be a question mark. If you click that, it'll hit you with a little drop-down menu that will have my, say, James Harris and my cell phone number. Call me. Whatever, I will have my phone on me and I'll be happy to answer any questions about rules or make a ruling or anything like that. Specifically about the rules, this is maximum freedom and people have asked, how free is maximum freedom? Well, it is also a sanctioned event and so you have to adhere to the PDGA rules. But as far as no OB, no Mandos, and all water and the two main roads that border the Majette Park, that's the Majette Dunes Road. Whenever you turn off of John Pitts, you'll take a right turn and then you'll turn left a little bit further down to actually enter into the park. That road and John Pitts, which is the continuation of the road. So if you land in the water, on the road, across the road, it is mandatory casual relief. We have to be very specific about how we say that and what we expect people to do because it is sanctioned. And so we have to make sure that we're doing things in a way that adheres to the PDGA rule book. So let's just say you go into the water, you didn't cross inbounds on the other side and then go into the water, but you just try to throw it over the water and it never makes it to the other side, never hits land, and you're just in water. So what you would do is you would go to the last place that you were in bounds, so not in the mandatory casual relief area, which is the water. You can still take your 2 meters from any body of water of relief. So whether or not you're out of bounds, if you're within 2 meters, 6 feet of the water, you can take that relief without any kind of penalty away from the water to give you some space. There will be no OB line, so there's really nothing else to be taken relief from. So it's just 2 meters from the two main roads and water. So you would go to the last place you were inbounds, in play, and you would throw whatever, you're up to 2 meters of relief from the water. What you cannot do, because the water and the road is not OB, you do not get to take OB provisions as far as line of play relief. You're not OB, so you do not get to utilize that provision that gives you relief backwards from where you were OB to maybe get you around trees or out of trees. So if you're in an area that you really don't like and is super penalizing, and throwing from in there would be more penalizing than this other option, then what you can actually do is you can abandon your throw at any time. You can abandon your throw, take a stroke penalty, and then go to the last place that you threw from with a stroke penalty. So you can do that anytime, but you cannot take relief backwards from throwing into a mandatory relief area. That's going to be the main thing as far as the rules. I know there's going to probably be questions. If people on your card don't know how to make a rule, play what is called a provisional. I know I'm explaining this because there are some people who signed up who are not PDGA members and may not know the rules as rounded as some other people. So I'm just trying to be clear. There's something called a provisional. If you and your card don't know how to make a ruling on something, instead of just saying, well, let's just guess and play it out this way, and then you tell somebody later and they say, oh, actually that's misplay, then you get assessed a 2-stroke penalty kind of retroactively. That's no fun. So we don't want to do that. So if nobody in your card knows how to make the ruling, or you have two groups saying two different things, well, then what you can do is you can play out both. Say, hey, I'm going to play a provisional, play both all the way to the basket and putt out both shots. So play like you're playing as two different people until you putt out on both of them. And then if it's the same score on both, then it doesn't matter. Just put the score in and it'll be fine. If there are two different scores, you got 4 on one, you got 5 on another, well, then just come to me after the event, or Brent Gann or Jacob Chismar or Alex. I know Alex will be there. He's very well versed. There are quite a few people on the property that are rules officials, but just come to one of the main people of the event. We'll be happy to answer that question for you and give you a determination on, hey, which score should we utilize for how you played the hole. You could also just call me. Safety. When there's no OBs, no Mandos, things can go, discs can end up being thrown in different areas or into different areas that they're not typically supposed to go, or where Mandos were installed or OB lines were installed to help keep people honest, to not go into areas that could hurt people. So what this means for you guys as the people playing the event is that everyone needs to be extra cognizant of your fellow player. We want this to be fun. We obviously don't want anybody to get Eagle McMahoned and catch a disc to the dome and have to spend the rest of their day in an ER getting stitched up. There are probably going to be enough people in the ER getting their hands sewn together from blowing fingers off with fireworks. We don't want anybody to catch a disc to the head. If you could, please. There are some holes that this could definitely come into play. Hole 1, or if you're playing from the long tees and you have people on hole 9, if you are trying to throw the hyzer around the right side where the Mando sign is, you could throw it around that right side. And if you peel something over, you could be throwing a line drive at somebody on 9's tee. So I would just like to ask if in that scenario, play it one of two ways. If there are people there, say it's the last person teeing off on that card, and you want to tell your card, hey, I'm actually, for safety, I want to throw this shot. I'm going to wait on them. If it's going to take too long, where we're looking at over 30 seconds on the tee of standing there, I would like to advise that you throw an alternate shot. I know that's kind of a bummer on some of those shots where you're like, well, I want to throw it that direction because I typically don't get to. I understand. The most important thing is that somebody doesn't get hit, especially if that card is just walking up to the tee. Don't stand on your tee and make 3 or 4 people tee off on that tee for you to be able to throw your hyzer. Throw an alternate shot, you can still get called on time. So at a certain point, you will either have to call time on yourself or somebody will just call time on you. But don't wait to be safe. Don't wait to be excessive and bring down the pace of play on your card. Also, there's a responsibility to the people playing the event. I know between holes 9 and 10 that a lot of people like to walk across the fairway to cut the corner to get to those tees. Even during sanctioned events, I see it during league, I see it during sanctioned tournaments, that people are constantly cutting those corners and walking in other holes' fairways. Please make sure you're being aware of what other people are throwing, because you may be walking in an area that is traditionally safe from discs that may no longer be safe from discs, because people could throw in those areas because, well, there's no OBs, there's no Mando signs. It is not just the responsibility of the thrower, it is this responsibility of other players to make sure that you're aware of when you're walking near other holes, that you're looking around, making sure that you're being safe for your own safety. And again, we don't want anybody to get hurt. We super don't want anybody to get hurt. About the discs and players packs and payout, we have the discs. These are the gold ones. They look so sick. So we will have, I think we bought 120 discs, and the tournament's maxed out, 72 or 75 people. So we're going to have extras. What we would like to ask is, I know there are people who've already reached out to me and said, hey, if I get X disc from my players pack, can I buy multiples? Yes, they will be available after the round. Get your players pack stuff, get your disc before the round, whenever you're coming in, checking in, but do not expect to be able to buy a bunch. Alex from Bomb Disc will be there. You can shop through his stuff, or you can wait till after the round and use your winnings, if you get winnings, to buy some stuff, or you can buy before. It doesn't really matter. But as far as buying multiples of the players pack discs, we're going to ask that everybody wait until after the round. You will not be able to utilize your payout to buy more of these discs. All that will be run strictly through Bomb, but you can definitely buy more. Totally cool. And I think Brent is going to have a little bit of an on-site deal for people who want to buy multiple discs. So that's kind of how that goes. You will get a free beer token, so it's not a mandatory part of the event, like a player's party or anything like that, but there will be people, if you're available, who will be taking their free beer tokens and going and cashing them in at history class after the round and grabbing some lunch and just having a little extra time to hang out and spend some time celebrating the holiday. Had a good day at disc golf, have a good day, have a good lunch. So huge thanks to history class and El Weirdo for providing those beer tokens. You can use them at both places, so that's cool. As far as payout, like I said, Alex from Bomb Discs will be on site. I believe he's bringing about 400 discs, 400 plus discs from a lot of major manufacturers and some boutique manufacturers. So after your round, once your pool is done, so if you're playing MA4, once all the MA4 people are done, we'll be able to start sending payouts. Once we get everybody's payouts established, you could just walk right over to the tent if you want to and buy some stuff from Bomb. If you wanted to wait, you could also use them online, almost like a gift card. So hang out a little bit if you can. We are going to do an award ceremony. We are doing best dressed, most America dressed. So stick around, celebrate people who won, getting their trophies. They're really cool trophies. I worked very hard on them and I'm very happy about them. And so just celebrate, have a good time, buy some discs, maybe win a trophy, maybe win some payout, get some discs, and just enjoy the time. It's going to be really fun. I think the goal is to get everybody out by around lunchtime. But just hang in there, bring water. It's Florida, so it's going to be a scorcher. So make sure you're staying hydrated. And I think that's it. So we'll see you there. Like I said, we'll do a players meeting about 20 or so minutes before tee off. And we should have tee assignments either when the event fills up, which is taken off a little bit, or sometime on Friday night, we'll have tee assignments out. And so you'll see all that stuff on Disc Golf Scene and on the PDGA app. So we'll see you on the 4th of July for Maximum Freedom. I can't wait. And thank you all again. We'll see y'all there.